Did you know that almost 48 million Americans become ill each year due to foodborne illnesses, with more than 3,000 of those people passing away? A significant number of them happen to be seniors. The CDC reports that older adults face a substantially greater risk since their immune systems aren't quite as robust as they once were. What's especially concerning is how many of these illnesses originate directly in your refrigerator, that very spot you rely on to safeguard your food. Recent research indicates that keeping specific foods in the fridge incorrectly can heighten your chances of food poisoning, diminish nutrients, and potentially cause damaging chemical reactions, which pose particular threats to seniors. And the majority of folks remain completely unaware. If you've been stashing certain fruits, vegetables, or basic pantry items into the fridge without a second thought, you could be inadvertently endangering your well-being. Actually, the top item on this list turns out to be more detrimental than you'd imagine. It forfeits its nutritional value and could even generate harmful substances when cooled. So stick around through the end, as the knowledge you pick up today might safeguard your health, or perhaps even preserve your life. If you're set to begin, let's jump right in. Prior to diving deeper, if you haven't subscribed already, I suggest you tap that button and activate the bell notification so you won't overlook any future health advice crafted specifically for you. Should you like this video, drop a 1 in the comments. If it misses the mark, enter C to give me feedback on improving the content for you. 3 foods you ought never to refrigerate. 1. Peanut butter. Senior health. For numerous older adults, peanut butter represents far more than a mere snack. It's a source of comfort. That familiar spread evoking childhood memories now provides, in these later years, an easy way to get protein and beneficial fats. Yet what if this reliable essential, sitting quietly in your refrigerator, ends up causing more damage than benefit? It might astonish you, but chilling peanut butter, particularly for seniors, proves to be an error that hides a steep price. Upon placing peanut butter in the fridge, it experiences physical shifts that appear innocuous initially. The oils solidify, the consistency gets thicker, it turns rigid, even tough to spread without effort. But for seniors dealing with arthritis, diminished grip strength, or limited hand dexterity, this slight hassle evolves into an everyday challenge. The basic task of preparing a sandwich might grow frustrating, or even agonizing. What used to offer simplicity now introduces opposition. Yet texture merely scratches the surface of the problem. The lower temperature disrupts the steadiness of the heart-supportive fats in peanut butter, especially the monounsaturated ones that aid in cholesterol regulation and vascular wellness. As these fats get shuttled repeatedly between cold and warmer settings, they start to break down, resulting in oxidation. And oxidation carries serious weight. It implies that the very peanut butter you count on for cardiac aid could instead foster greater inflammation, sabotaging the exact organs you aim to shield. And then consider the cost you incur, unseen yet deeply felt. Gradually, chilled peanut butter starts to forfeit essential nutrients, such as vitamin E, a potent antioxidant crucial for upholding brain activity and easing oxidative pressure in cells that age. For older individuals striving to sustain mental sharpness and safeguard recollection, this depletion matters greatly. It's a gradual wearing away of an indispensable element. You probably won't detect the alteration in flavor. You might not observe it. But with each cooled spoonful, you're incrementally reducing one of the scarce, straightforward, nutrient-rich options that ought to bolster your maturing body rather than oppose it. And if that weren't sufficient, think about the emotional burden. Food, particularly for seniors, serves beyond mere sustenance. It's a ceremony, a wellspring of delight, self-reliance, and habit. When that ceremony turns challenging or unsatisfying due to a firm, acrid spread that fails to console as before, it erodes life's quality. In this instance, the fridge fails to conserve, it steals. The fix is straightforward yet impactful. Store your peanut butter in a cool, dry pantry spot, securely closed, distant from direct warmth or sunlight. It remains smooth, easy to spread, and fully nutritious. Your hands will appreciate it. Your heart will too. But if peanut butter appears innocuous and yet harbors concealed dangers, what of another everyday kitchen item that's even trickier? One capable of subtly spoiling your dishes, disseminating bacteria, and infusing your fridge with an odor that hints at deeper trouble. Let's discuss onions. If you're continuing to watch and deeming these tips useful, kindly leave the number 1 in the comments to show you're engaged. Now, onward to the second point. 2. Onions. Onions function as unassuming yet tireless performers in the kitchen. They seldom claim the limelight, but they underpin countless dishes that deliver comfort, bonds, and coziness. This holds special resonance for seniors who derive profound significance from meals prepared at home. However, what escapes many is that refrigerating onions progressively degrades not just their taste and firmness, but your health too. And once the issue surfaces, it could prove too delayed. When you tuck whole onions into the chilly, moist confines of your fridge, an understated yet harmful process quietly commences. Onions, naturally encased in their shielding papery layer, are meant to flourish in arid, airy environments. But the fridge upends that equilibrium. Humidity seeps through, the layers start to slacken, and the sturdy, sharp vegetable morphs into something soft, stale, and prone to mold. For seniors possessing delicate digestive tracts or diminished immune capabilities, this goes beyond mere unappealing mouthfeel. It's a hazard. Mold alongside bacteria, which thrive amid dampness, can taint sliced onions, even those in holders, by slipping in unseen germs that an aging frame might lack the vigor to combat. Next comes the toluene, extending well past a limp accompaniment. Onions harbor quercetin, a strong anti-inflammatory agent recognized for alleviating joint discomfort and defending against cardiac ailments. Yet in fridge storage, the hastened collapse of cell walls speeds up the depletion of nutrients, notably quercetin and additional key flavonoids. Thus, the precise food that might ease arthritis or bolster your heart forfeits its restorative force without fanfare. An overlooked emotional expense arises too when customary foods cease to perform or flavor as anticipated. When your onions develop a flat or tart note, or worse, impregnate your refrigerator with a persistent stench. The faith you held in your cooking space starts to waver. And during later stages, when cuisine embodies both remedy and reminiscence, such minor upsets can subtly diminish serenity and assurance. The encouraging part is that you can regain command. Whole onions fit best in a shadowy, arid basket. Allow them circulation, not chill. Honor their essence, and they'll repay with robust taste and vitality. But though onions wield considerable power when handled right, they fade beside the forthcoming item. A fruit so serene, so ordinary, so apparently benign, yet so swiftly undermined by cooling that its nutrients evaporate right in plain sight. You've probably consumed one this very day, but have you kept it appropriately? Let's address bananas. 3. Bananas. There's an element profoundly soothing about bananas. Gentle, sugary, simple on the stomach. They frequently mark one of the initial fruits we sample in youth and one of the final we cling to in advanced years. For seniors, bananas transcend a handy bite. They supply vigor, potassium, and solace. Regrettably, the uncomplicated step of refrigerating a banana, typically with good motives, can stealthily divest this fruit of all that renders it advantageous for maturing forms. On the surface, cool holding might appear benign. After all, the skin merely browns, doesn't it? But that's merely the visible sign of cold damage. Bananas hail from tropical origins, ill-suited to refrigeration's bite. Upon encountering low temps, their maturation enzymes cease, stopping the innate shift from starches to sugars. Consequently, you get a banana that holds firmness yet lacks savor, one appearing mature externally, but sensing immature and odd internally. Far beyond mere letdown upon eating. This shift deprives the banana of vital nutrients, above all, dopamine and cacoins, antioxidants aiding in curbing inflammation and shielding neural operations. For seniors, such elements prove vital. They foster emotional steadiness, ward off mental deterioration, and battle oxidative strain. But post-chilling, their quantities fade soundlessly, without remedy. And herein lies the cost you shoulder. Refrigerating bananas doesn't merely sap flavor or form, it erases their intent. A fruit once aiding your neural and cardiac wellness devolves into a dull, pulpy remnant of its true potential. And more alarmingly, over-mature bananas in the fridge can accumulate dampness beneath the peel, fostering mold at the stem. A understated yet grave peril, particularly for seniors with weakened defenses. It's beyond nutrients alone. It's about reliability. In these elder phases, where each repast carries greater weight and each decision ought to reinforce fortitude, lucidity, and endurance, even a staple like a banana can deceive if mishandled. The remedy mirrors the fruit's own simplicity. Keep bananas at ambient warmth, preferably suspended on a hook or in an airy bowl where breeze flows unbound. Should they mature hastily, skin and freeze them for blending into smoothies or baking. But never permit the chill to plunder their worth or deprive you of their gains. We've examined how routine errors in preserving food can subtly diminish your vitality. But consider the items that demand chill or risk turning perilous in unforeseen manners. Let's advance, for these subsequent ones might genuinely guard your existence. If you're persisting in viewing and valuing these revelations, drop a 1 in the comments to confirm your presence. Now, proceed to the 4th point. 3 foods you must refrigerate or face severe health perils. 1. Cooked meats and leftovers. Cooked meats and leftovers, a particular tranquility accompanies a meal cooked at home. The recognizable scent, the plate's warmth, the assurance of knowing precisely your food's contents. For countless older adults, leftovers extend past mere practicality. They embody kitchen autonomy, budget extension, and retention of home's essences. Yet that tranquility can swiftly morph into a covert menace if those remnants, especially prepared meats, evade prompt and correct chilling. What eludes most is that cooking doesn't banish peril. Quite the opposite, it can intensify. The instant cooked meat tempers on the surface. Pathogens such as listeria, Clostridium perfringens, and Salmonella commence proliferation. And for seniors, this surge occurs amid frail immunity and languid gut reactions. Where younger people might shrug off foodborne woes with brief unease, elders confront potential hospital stays, intense fluid loss, and even fatality. Merely 2 hours at ambient warmth suffices for bacteria to escalate to hazardous counts. And these organisms alter neither hue nor aroma of your fare. You'll remain oblivious until your system exacts the toll. The profound peril resides in their internal actions. In seniors, food poisoning seldom emerges as abrupt gut turmoil. Rather, it could appear as bewilderment, vertigo, or mild fever, indicators readily confused for alternatives. Unaddressed, a mere overlooked meat portion can ignite widespread inflammation, aggravate arthritis, or burden heart and kidneys already tender in maturity. It's not regarding dread. It's concerning vigilance. Apt chilling transcends flavor concerns. It's defensive. An enclosed vessel, swift fridge relocation, and vigilance over outtime for remnants can distinguish a sustaining encore from an urgent care visit. Hence, the guideline stays basic. If not consuming immediately, chill rapidly and fridge it. Then note the date. Most remnants prove secure within 3 to 4 days. Past that, despite appearances, the hazard swells excessively. Yet while meats and remnants necessitate cooling, they're not sole in rapid peril. Another routine element, sleek, pale, consoling, deteriorates swifter than anticipated. And upon spoiling, bodily harm can pierce deeper than mere nausea. Let's explore dairy. If you're ongoing in viewing and finding these observations beneficial, kindly insert 1 below to indicate you're alongside. Now, advance to the 2nd point. 2. Dairy products. There's an enduring quality to dairy. A breakfast milk glass, cheese atop crackers, yogurt spoonful for tummy calm. These basic solaces, frequently tied to routine, sentiment, or early recollections, persist in many seniors' daily patterns. But beneath their yielding feel and velvety note lurks a subdued reality. Dairy requires cold, or repercussions mount gravely, potentially fatally. Milk, cheese, yogurt, all abound in proteins, salubrious fats, calcium, and vitamins such as B12 and D, pivotal amid aging. Yet these identical assets render dairy an ideal haven for microbes absent apt temps. And for elders, this jeopardy magnifies. With years, gastric acid weakens, immunity dulls, and bacterial resilience wanes markedly. A youth's minor malaise might spell for a senior grave foodborne affliction, infirmary, or graver. Upon dairy's abandonment, even briefly, molecular makeup shifts. Pathogens proliferate mutely. Invisible, oft odorless, yet present. They transcend flavor ruin. They provoke gut woe, joint surges, and broad inflammation. For those navigating arthritis, heart woes, or bowel sensitivities, tainted dairy can overload the frame. And the levy for unchilled dairy. Your form encounters reactions it ill manages. Fluid loss via retching or flux, enduring joint ache, unrelenting weariness. Beyond spoiled eats, it's pilfered vitality, snatched calm, needless torment, all from one oversight. Happily, the remedy proves as pragmatic as potent. Chill all dairy post-use sans delay. Maintain fridge under 40 degrees Fahrenheit. House in sealed holders and heed sell-by dates. Shun wagering your innards as rebound drags and hindrances persist. But suppose we revealed that beyond decay, nutrient drain lurks when another vital fare evades chill. An item seniors lean on for vitamins, elements, and neural aid, yet it fades swiftly and forfeits potency sans due tending. Unforeseen, thus frequently botched. Let's examine leafy greens. 3. Leafy greens. They appear frail, yet leafy greens rank as nutrient titans, notably for seniors. Spinach fistful in dawn eggs, lunches sharp salad, dinners wilted kale. These modest fronds bear core elements bolstering recall, skeletal fortitude, blood flow, and spirit. Still, for their might, leafy greens count among kitchen's most perishable, and skipping chill forfeits nigh all they proffer. Post-harvest, greens degrade near instantly. Unlike robust tubers or enduring pantry goods, these fronds depend on cool to retain zest, form, and sustenance. Ambient for scant hours, they slacken. Critically, they shed key elements like folate, vitamin K, and lutein, essentials for elders guarding neural wellness, sight, and cardiac endurance. Worse, it's not solely depletion. As fronds yield and damp gathers, counterside or in lax seals, they invite microbial bloom. Spoiled greens deceive optically. Damp flecks or limp rims seem trivial, but in those wet folds, threats like E. coli and listeria thrive, both linked to grave episodes from mishandled yields. And the levy for neglecting chill? Beyond limp greens, potential gut scourge yielding chronic bowel strain, heightened joint fire, or fluid drain and frailty, all deadlier for elder frames. It's a pilfered chance to feed mind with folate, frame with K-aided calcium, ticker with garden antioxidants. A soundless forfeiture unseen till overdue. Yet remedy rests in tending and purpose. Greens merit crisper slot, softly towel-draped for damp draw, impermeable sacks or bins. Aim transcends longevity. It's sustaining their force. Now, concluding this segment on chills and no chills, the query turns intimate. How much kitchen action stems from rote versus insight? For each stored bite hides a pick strengthening or sapping your elder form. Let's peer nearer at those petite picks import. Your fridge, your vitality, align it to serve you. As explored today, not all fits the refrigerator. Some forfeit sustenance. Others breed peril microbes. A few toxify. For seniors, kitchen's minor calls exceed routines. They shape your wellness, vigor, life's caliber. Stashing banana counterward over fridge bound, or shifting onions to arid shelf, seems trifling. Yet broadly viewed, such tweaks guard gut wellness, curb fire, uphold defenses, aid meds efficacy. And isn't that aging's wish? Not mere extension, but enriched span. One lesson age imparts, forms whisper subtly. Pains, languor, gut qualms, they're patterned, not chance. Oft linked to intake and storage. Fridge foes not, but abuse subtly subverts wellness. This shuns alarm for acuity, reclaiming sway over pivotal trifles. Health-backing kitchen needs no costly tools or chic regimens. It launches via discerning cold thrivers from nuns. Thus, counsel from peer elder, revamp fridge and pantry weekly. Bit by bit, not rush. Tag and time remnants, grant self-calm. Affix brief no-chill list fridgeward. Visibility aids, plain cues stretch far. Chiefly impart learnings to kin, pal, offspring, grandkin. Such wisdom transcends self, its tender ripple averting another's woe or unease. Truth. Kitchen flubs unite us, I own mine. Yet shifts ever timely, novelties graspable, self-tends due, your form, span, wellness, merit, guard. Gratitude for these shared instants. If aiding, pass to cared-for soul. Unknowns. It might just fit their need this day. Till morrow, tend fair. It'll tend you. These sparks aim to rouse full, true living. Now, your voice. Pause, muse, share one takeaway for life's weave. Mutual uplift on truth embrace path. Video pleased? Comment 1. Nay, zeros welcome. Input cherished. Recall. Like, spread, join channel for kin content. Thanks for view. To life your way.